Hello everyone, this is Justin Rice. I'm a Principal Solution Architect here with Autodesk, and I'm going to be talking today about a product catalog builder. First, a little bit about me. So I'm located out of Brighton, Michigan, here in the US. I've been with Autodesk about a year and a half now, and I bring with me 22 years of experience in manufacturing and mechanical engineering industries. I've been focusing on design automation, integrated workflows, and collaborative technologies across the 22 years. I've got a Bachelor's of Science in Mechanical Engineering from Kettering University, which was started by General Motors. I've architected and developed hundreds of design automation solutions across a wide breadth of industries. I've taught graduate level courses at Carnegie Mellon University, and I'm TOGAF 9.2 certified. Now let me just introduce you to the architecture of the product catalog builder. So the product catalog builder is built upon an open source design automation API demo application that is available here on GitHub. The product catalog builder is going to start as a desktop application. That desktop application is going to generate a JSON file configuration for each configuration of an iLogic assembly, upload that configuration file to a cloud storage device, in this case Forge's OSS, and then post to a endpoint in the client that URL to be able to generate that configuration. When the client receives that post, it will then send a GET request to the server with a URL query parameter pointing to the configuration JSON payload. The client is returned a single page application. The single page application loads, displaying content is loading to the screen for the user. It then requests the JSON from the URL query parameter. The single page application then sends the results of the URL query parameter to the server. The server parses and hashes the JSON from the client. Using the hash, it checks if the local cache contains the configuration. If the configuration does exist, it moves on to the final step where it will display the configuration to the user. If it does not, it will continue on to send the JSON payload to the Forge Design Automation API app bundle to create the new configuration. Depending on the size of the files and the complexity, design automation could take anywhere from 45 seconds to 5 minutes to complete creating the configuration. Upon completion, output files are stored inside the Forge OSS. Files are then copied from OSS to the server's local cache. Server then sends the configuration information to the client from the local cache. And finally, the configuration is loaded in the Autodesk viewer for the client. Alright, now with a basic understanding of the architecture of the application, let's go ahead and just dive into the application. So we'll start by clicking on the Catalog Builder tab, and then clicking Upload Model. Clicking Upload Model will create a zip file of the assembly and all of its components within the project workspace. Upload that zip file to OSS, and then it'll adopt or create the project in the configurator. Once the project has been adopted, then I'll be able to run this specific assembly, displaying the different options and different configurations that are included in the iLogic rules. I've gone ahead and sped this portion of the video up by 10 times in order to get through it quicker for the video. So now I'll go ahead and bring up the configurator so we can take a look at what does the configurator look like, and we'll make some modifications. So here you can see a wrench configurator, and I'm just going to go ahead and make a few modifications to the parameters. So here's a wrench size, I'll change that to large. I could change the part material or the jaw offset. Also note that I'm notified that the model is out of date until I click Update. Then upon clicking Update, this new configuration JSON file will be sent to the Design Automation API on Forge, and it'll generate this new configuration. Again, this is going to take a few minutes while it downloads the input files to the Design Automation API worker, passes in all those parameters, and generates the new configuration. Incorporated with the viewable will also be the bill of material as well as a location to where I can download this assembly. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and again speed this up by tenfold. And you can see it took just 0.7 cloud credits to generate this configuration with 43 seconds of overall time to process it. Now I can rotate, zoom, pan. I can take a look at the bill of material of this configuration. This specific project does not include a drawing, but I could download a zip of the assembly, an RFA, or any other downloadable. So the model will continue to process, but I will note that this is an asynchronous function. So while the product catalog builder is working in the background, I can continue to work within Inventor as normal. So now that the upload process is completed, you can now see that I have a wheel project added to the configurator, and I can go ahead and open that project up. And there are my parameters that were incorporated as part of the model, as well as the values that are included in the multi-value list. So now let's go ahead and read those parameters. So these parameters are based on iLogic forms in the model as well as key parameters, and the value list is based on the multi-value list associated with those parameters. I can go into this user interface and add additional values to the list just by adding a comma separated value. Notice by adding that 24, I added 192 total configurations. But if I add a duplicate value, it's going to notify that, note that that's not a unique configuration and not modify the number of configurations. So now I'm going to go ahead and click Create JSON Files, and a JSON file will be created for each one of those 144 configurations. That JSON file will then be uploaded to OSS so that it can be utilized to be passed to the endpoint of the client. So while that's running, I'm going to go ahead and make a quick modification to the on the configurator to just show exactly how long it takes to build an updated configuration. And you can see I've only changed one parameter here, the wheel size, to an 18-inch wheel. But it's going to take a considerable amount of time. Again, I've sped this up by 10x to not wait the entire time that it would take to actually build this configuration. While in the background, Inventor has continued to process, and here is a list of all of the configurations. And now let me just go ahead and take a look at one of those configuration files to show you what's the content of that configuration JSON. So the first thing is the URL to where the assembly can be downloaded, the top level assembly for the configurator to load, and then the name of the project. And finally, we're going to get the parameter names and the value. Also incorporated is the unit and the values of that specific parameter. So you can see running this configuration took 0.16 cloud credits and took 96 seconds of processing overall time to generate the configuration. So it was 54 seconds to download the configuration, 32 seconds of processing, 9 seconds to upload the final configuration, and it queued for 0.26 seconds. So if I click OK here, I can now zoom and pan and look at this configuration. But if I needed to make another change, I would have to wait that 96 seconds again. So now let's go ahead and click the Create Library button. So this is going to show me all 144 unique configurations. And you can see in this list either the wheel size is changing, or the caliper finish is changing, or the brake material, or the wheel finish, slot, or number of spokes. So again, all these parameter combinations are being created, and it's creating that configuration on the configurator for me currently. So you can see again, I've sped this up by 10x. But what this is going to do is pre-cache all those configurations. So when I want to make a change, I'm able to see those changes instantly in the configurator. So let's take a look at the results now in the configurator. So if I want to take a look at a different size wheel, I can just make those changes very quickly. I can change the number of spokes, the wheel finish, really select any configuration that was included in that 144 unique configurations. Click Update, and you can see I'm now not utilizing any cloud credits because the configuration was cached, and I'm able to instantly see the results by just clicking Update. So at this point, now I have the product catalog completely cached and the ability to quickly change between those configurations. So really making it a great end user experience. Cached with that is also going to be the bill of material of all those configurations. However, the drawings in the current design of the open source application configurator does not cache the drawings with them. So I do have to wait for the design automation API to be called and that drawing to be created. However, because this is open source, we could customize the application, modify the application in order to have that drawing cached when the configuration is created. So when this drawing is finished, we'll be able to take a look and see exactly how long it took and how many cloud credits were consumed to generate this drawing. So you can see it took 157 seconds of total overall time to generate the configuration. It took 26.26 cloud credits and 138 seconds to download the configuration. I can also export a PDF from this drawing. So I could go in and have that PDF available on my local machine, take a look at it. I could make markups, send it to somebody, and finalize the drawing. So this completes our demonstration. If you do need additional support, you can always email forge.help@autodesk.com. And there's also additional tutorials available on learnforge.autodesk.io. Thank you for your time.